So a Nike rotating behind us. If Anubis isn't under his tower, we should be able to get a pick onto him right here. We have a feeling that he's on his blue buff. And we are right. We're going to cast our cat, cast our 2. We're able to get the blue buff. Nope, we did not get the blue buff. We get ulted, we're going to use our Aegis. We're going to jump in. Achilles is able to get the pick onto the Anubis. We take a decent amount of damage right there. We're going to kind of fall back. We do have our ultimate. We're going to blink out. They've completely forgotten about me. We're going to use our ultimate and we're going to go back in right here. We jump in. We're able to get the pick. Up. Achilles gets the pick. Achilles gets the double. Very nice from Achilles. Felt like we were able to set him up pretty well right there. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shiny B Gaming, and today we're doing a skin showcase for the Snow Kitten Bastet. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, make sure you check out the channel and subscribe for more content. If you are a returning viewer, Bastet is an ability-based assassin who excels at single target damage. So let's go ahead and jump into her kit. Bastet's 1, Pounce. Bastet pounces to a target location, damaging enemies within the radius. For 4 seconds after pouncing, you can press the button again to pounce back to your initial location. Bastet moves 25% faster while in the return pounce state. If her ultimate is active, she will command her guardians to also pounce with her. Bastet's 2, Razor Whip. Bastet swipes at her enemies, causing them to bleed for damage every second for 4 seconds. If her ultimate is active, she will command her guardians to also swipe at her enemies. Bastet's 3, Ensnare and Claw. Bastet sends a cat forward at her enemies. If a cat finds an enemy, it ensnares them, damaging them and rooting them for 0.5 seconds. The cats persist for 4 seconds or until defeated, continuing to attack nearby enemies. The cat's attack will apply a 2-second slow to the enemy that slows them by 25%. If her ultimate is active, she will command her guardians to also charge forward. The cat has 2 hit points, so if an enemy god damages the cat twice, it's going to go away. If a lane minion attacks the cat, it'll take 5 hits for it to lose 1 hit point. Bastet's ultimate, Guardians of Bast. Bastet calls her loyal guardian cats to her side. These guardians will follow Bastet's orders, assisting her in any ability she casts and dealing a percentage of Bastet's damage. The cats are going to last for 12 seconds. At level 1, the cats are going to deal 20% of Bastet's damage. Then at level 5, they're going to deal 40% of Bastet's damage. We have a little bit of a team fight going on in mid. It's me and Baron versus the Scylla and Nemesis. We should be able to get a pick right here. The Scylla's looking pretty weak. Baron's able to land his abilities. We're going to cast our cat. Unfortunately, it hits a minion, but we're able to clean her up with our 2. We should be able to invade the enemy red buff from here, but let's go ahead and go back to Bastet's passive. Bastet's passive, Tracking Scent. When Bastet hits an enemy, she marks the target for a brief time. Marked targets leave behind a scent trail that Bastet can follow, gaining 20% movement speed when in the scent trail. This scent trail is going to last for 3 seconds. Looks like we're heading left. There's a bit of a fight. They're not over in left. They're actually attacking us. So we're in a little bit of trouble right here. We were not expecting the Duolane to rotate into jungle. I think Baron's going down. I don't think there's too much we're going to be able to do to help. We're going to try. We jump in. We take some damage. We're going to jump out. Not our fight. Now they're crashing onto Terra. They're probably going to get the pick onto Terra as well. Looks like they also invaded our red buff. So that is a little alarming. The fact that the enemy Duolane was able to establish so much pressure and then go invade our red buff is a little concerning. We have enough money for the tier 2 boots, so we're going to go ahead back, pick up our tier 2 boots, get 10 physical power, and then start another rotation. Our first rotation, we went from speed, blue, used Hand of the God on the Harpies, and then we were able to make it to middle lane. We're going to go ahead and jump over the wall whenever we can. This will allow us to save probably no more than a second, but it'll also allow us to get some damage onto the speed buff and get there a little bit quicker. I don't think we quite have the damage to really get a pick onto this Anubis, so we're just going to start working on the blue buff for this Achilles. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1 we want to put a point into our 2, at level 2 we want to put a point into our 3, level 3 put a point into our 1, Then we want to max out our 2, max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 3, and then max out our 1 last. The reason we're maxing out our 1 last is it does the least amount of damage in the ultimate form, and it also is kind of our escape and our engagement. We're going to go ahead, we're thinking about it. Looks like we decided against it. We're able to walk out of the Scylla Crush. I don't know why they just completely forgot about me. We're going to get the root onto the Bastet. We're able to hit both of them with our 2. We're able to get the pick onto the Scylla. We're going to jump in. Great jump by the Nemesis, or dash by the Nemesis. We're going to go ahead and jump back out. We're going to check the enemy red buff. It is here, so we're going to start working on it. We just hit level 5, so we're going to try a gank over in Duolane. It is just Terra here, so it's probably not the best time to gank. In fact, it looks like they're going to the jungle. We're going to avoid this fight. This is not the fight for us. We get the root onto the Nike from our 3. And it looks like we're able to just disengage. We're going to go ahead and work on our red buff with our Baron. So we have 7 seconds left on our speed timer, which means we probably want to back, buy some boots, and then go get our speed buff again.
Be careful. Okay. Nothing feels better than freshly manicured claws.
Because we have a Baron on our team, we have access to the Baron's Brew. We're going to sell our health potion, pick up Baron's Brew, buy our tier 3 boots, and we're going to be going into Warrior Tabi for the additional power. Achilles is able to get the pick onto Anubis. Nemesis is rotating in. We're going to go skip blue and immediately go help Achilles. Nemesis just used her dash. We're going to use our ultimate. We're going to jump in. We're going to get the root. We're going to hit her with our 2, and we're able to get the pick onto the Nemesis. I feel like that was just kind of lucky timing for us. We were heading over to blue. Nemesis used her dash. We were able to blink in and close the distance, get a lot of damage off, and get the pick. So this on her looks like he's about to be a problem. He's kind of popping off. That Duolane was able to invade our red. We probably need to show a little attention over to Duolane. I don't think the enemy jungler has out-rotated us in Duolane. I think the enemy Duolane is just beating our Duolane. Waiting to see if Scylla's here. Nike's here. We're going to hit our 2 onto the Scylla, hit her with the root, get some basics, and we're able to get the pick onto the Scylla. Nemesis is here. We do not have our ability, so this is not a great fight for us. We're going to jump away. Get the root onto the Nemesis. We hit her with our 2. It's going to do some tick damage. It's a lot of damage, a lot of burst damage. On her, rotates from left. Still proving being an issue. He's very weak. We're going to jump in on him. We get some damage. We hit him with the root. We're going to hit him with our 2. Nike pops a shell. We have to jump out or else we're going to go down. Great shell by Nike. If she did not pop that shell, we probably would have gotten the pick onto the on her right there. But we're going to go ahead and back. And we are going into the mace tree. So of the 3 options we can go into next, the Crusher is going to provide the most damage. It works really well on with Bastet because she has 3 damaging abilities. Brawler's Beatstick is what we're actually going to be going into this game because they have an Anubis on their team, and on her is building Devo Gauntlets, so he's going to have some lifesteal. And then there's also Jotunn's Wrath, which is the item I like to go the most on Bastet. That's going to reduce our cooldowns by 20%. So if we weren't going into anti-heal, we would probably be going into Jotunn's. Anubis is here. We're going to cast our ultimate. We get the triple root. We're able to avoid his stun. We're going to jump on him, hit him with our 2, jump back. He's very weak. Get a basic, get another basic, and we're able to clean up the Anubis. Bit of a team fight going on in mid. We're going to drop the blue for the Achilles. Baron's able to get the pick onto the Nemesis. Baron's able to get a pick onto the Nike, so our mid lane is doing pretty well. Scylla uses her ultimate, is able to get the pick onto the Baron. We're going to hit Scylla with our 2, hit her with our cat, and we're able to get a pick onto the Scylla. Right now, we realize on her is the issue, the win condition on the enemy team, so we're going to show up and try to get some pressure onto him. We're going to blink in, so that way we don't have to jump in. We can kind of save our jump if needed. On her is chunking us, we got to get out. Unfortunate. I don't think he missed the basic attack right there. Terrier's hanging out like she wants to hit the purple, so we're going to stick around, hit the purple. We're thinking about going back in on this on her, but a couple basics and we're going to go down. It also looks like he's backing, so we're just going to go help Baron with red. We're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to be picking up the Brawler's Beatstick. Brawler's Beatstick is going to provide us 40 physical power, 15 flat penetration, and it has a passive that if we damage an enemy with our abilities, they're going to have 40% reduced healing and regeneration for 8 seconds. So it's going to be very helpful against the enemy Anubis and against the on her. Anubis is able to get the pick onto our Achilles.
Enemy missing right.
Okay.
We can go ahead, rotate over to solo lane and clean up the minion wave. Make it look like we're going back into jungle. Anubis is able to wrap us. Try to hit the whole minion wave with our 2, but unfortunately the melee minions stepped up. Right now we're just trying to hold his lane. Anubis missed some ability, so we're going to jump in on him. We're going to throw our cat. We're going to use our ultimate, which is a little late because we already used 2 of our abilities, so we missed a lot of damage right there. We got to step out of the Anubis ability. He did not heal much because we bought Brawler's Beatstick. There's a good chance he would have been able to heal a decent amount if we did not have anti-heal online right there. Ooh, I remember this. We lagged pretty hard right here. Yep, just not in the Harpy camp radius for some reason. We go ahead and drop our Harpies. We're pretty weak. We're going to pop a Baron's Brew. Nemesis is here. She could probably burn us down, so we gotta be a little bit careful. Nike is also here. We take some damage from Nike. We're gonna jump away. We're thinking about it. We throw our cat. We throw our 2. Ooh, we might go down from the reflect damage from Nemesis. It looks like we're able to get away.
Be right back. Someone call the fashion police.
We're gonna go ahead and back ourselves.
This could come in handy.
We're gonna buy the tier 2 version of Arondight, and then we're gonna get Aegis for the on her ultimate, the Scylla ultimate, the Nemesis push, and the Anubis ultimate. Scylla's able to get a pick in her ultimate. We're trying to rotate to this fight. We don't have our ultimate quite yet.
Enemy missing middle.
Achilles is able to get the pick onto Nemesis. Achilles is also able to get the pick onto the Anubis.
Pretty cool.
Great plays from our solo laner. Our cat unfortunately misses. We missed our 2. We're going to jump in. We're going to go ahead and rotate to our speed buff. Nike's kind of chasing us down. She's going to pull back. We're going to go ahead and clear our speed buff. There's a minion chasing us. Nike is over in solo lane. We're going to go ahead and drop this blue buff and try to help the Achilles out. He has a decent amount of health, so he probably doesn't need the help, but we might be able to get the pick.
Okay.
Nike uses our ultimate. We're going to jump in. We have 25% increased movement speed because we jump. We're going to throw our cat. Clean her up with our 2. We're going to go ahead and help Achilles steal the enemy blue buff. So right now I feel like we've had a really good game as jungle. We're 13 with 13 minutes in, yet the Honor is a level 15 on the enemy team. So we really need to shut him down. We have our ultimate. We're able to get the root onto the Scylla. The tick damage is able to get the pick onto her. We're going to jump away. And Baron's able to clean up the Nemesis. We're going to go ahead and start working on the red buff. We cast our cat. We're going to get the large minion to the aggro state and then cast our 2. We have enough money for Arondight. We're going to go ahead and back. Arondight is going to provide us 75 physical power, 10% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that after we ult, we're going to reveal all enemy gods within 120 units for 8 seconds. While moving towards enemies, we're going to gain 30% movement speed. Our next basic attack is going to deal 40 damage plus 30% of our power. This effect can only occur once every 45 seconds. Looks like the enemy team is going for gold or going for the pick on soul. My guess is gold. We're going to go ahead and clean up the middle wave. Try to see if we can make it in time to the gold fury. Does not look like we can. We cast our cat. We get our 2 off. Try to get some basics. Nemesis is here. We're going to jump away.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
So and Nike are rotating behind us. If Anubis isn't under his tower, we should be able to get a pick onto him right here. We have a feeling that he's on his blue buff. And we are right. We're going to cast our cat, cast our 2. We're able to get the blue buff. Nope, we did not get the blue buff. We get ulted. We're going to use our Aegis. We're going to jump in. Achilles is able to get the pick onto the Anubis. We take a decent amount of damage right there. We're going to kind of fall back. We do have our ultimate. We're going to blink out. They've completely forgotten about me. We're going to use our ultimate and we're going to go back in right here. We jump in. We're able to get the pick up. Achilles gets the pick. Achilles gets the double. Very nice from Achilles. Felt like we were able to set him up pretty well right there. Right here, we're going to start working on the Pyromancer. We take a lot of damage. We're going to cast some abilities. And right here, we make a... Oh my goodness. Yep. So Terra dashed out, and then we were the next one to get aggroed, and then we went down. Whenever that happened, I thought, oh, well, the Pyromancer must have AoE hits. No, it's because the Terra dashed out, and we got hit. He might have AoE hits, but Terra dashed out, and we got the aggro. That is very unfortunate. Our first death this game, and it's to Pyromancer. Watching it back, that's upsetting. You're just peeking enemy builds, seeing who's going what. Still is able to get the pick onto Achilles over in solo. We're going to go ahead and pick up our speed buff. We got to punish this on her. He's a level 19. Soul's a level 12. On her, jumps out. We use our ultimate. It was a little bit early. We're going to go ahead and jump over the wall. We get some damage onto the on her. We're going to get thrown back into the wall. But we're able to clean him up with our abilities. We're going to go ahead and clear these harpies so we can regen a little bit of health. Scylla is here. We're going to jump in, get some good damage. We missed the root. We missed our 2. We're going for the basics, and this is our mistake. Since we missed our 3 and our 2, we should have just jumped back out. Instead, we try to chase her down with basic attacks, and then Anubis was able to just come in, rotate on us, and clean us up with some CC and then some damage. So, mistake by us. Once we missed our abilities, we should have just jumped out. We're at the point in the game where the enemy damage characters are really going to be able to just burn us down. So after going into Arondight, we're going to be going into Heartseeker. Heartseeker is going to provide us 65 power, 200 mana, 20 MP5, and 10% penetration. It has a passive that whenever we damage an enemy with an ability, we're going to remove 2% of the target's maximum health. This effect scales up to a maximum of 5%. It starts scaling up once we have 200 power, and it caps out at about 400 power. Subsequent hits on the same target are going to deal 75% of the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds. So right now we have 300 power, so it's probably doing like 3.5% of the target's maximum health per ability. We're going to go ahead and clean up middle lane. We have 2 people on us. We're going to jump over the wall, start working on our speed buff. They are grouped as 5. Looks like they're going for Fire Giant. They throw up a ward. We make a critical mistake. We're like, alright, let's avoid the ward, let's loop behind, and then let's try to steal away the Fire Giant. By the time we do that, they're able to secure the Fire Giant. Now we don't have our jump. We're going for the Scylla. We're able to get the pick onto Scylla. We use our Aegis, but they're able to just collapse on us. That was a pretty bad play by us. We should have just walked through the ward and then like wiggled around the Fire Giant line. They would either turn on us when we could jump out, or they would go for it and we would try to get the pick. But what we did was not the play. We used our jump to get in a bad position. We looped around. By the time we did that, it was dead, and then we had no escape. So definitely not our best play this game. The enemy is able to get the Oni Fury. They are grouped really well, and I feel like their team fight is better than ours. Their carry just popped off, where ours never really did. I don't like throwing out blame or anything, but their on her was their win condition, and he's just stomping this game. We probably should have realized this sooner on in the game and tried to make more gank attempts to shut this on her down. Instead, we kind of just farmed mid, when really we should have been farming the Duolane.
There's a spell for everything.
So we're level 19, our Achilles is level 18. We're going to see if we can get a pick onto this Nike right here. She's just farming, she's not even concerned about tower. We throw our cat gets pushed back by the Nike ability. On here's here. Right here we need to just use our ultimate and go on her. Instead, we are being a little too passive, trying to wait for the perfect time. And we get slowed, we get ulted, we jump in. By the time, yeah. So we just took too long. As soon as our ultimate was up, we should have just used our ultimate and then dove on her. Soul was about halfway up Duolane for some reason. So I say Soul question mark. We're losing this team fight. Our 2 highest level characters are down. Just Baron left. I think they're going to be able to close it out right here, which is unfortunate. We really popped off in the early to mid game. Once it got to the team fighting stage, our team just did not have it. Looks like the enemy team is going to be able to close this one out. We had a good game, but sometimes that's just how the mop flopped. Unfortunately, we did not get the dub, we got the L. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, that really helps the channel out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. The stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.